As the payment system PayPal makes a U-turn under pressure to stop punishing conservatives and right-wingers, many customers still feel unsafe about using the platform. That's why a conservative MP has decided to make it illegal for PayPal to discriminate on political grounds. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about PayPal. We talked about PayPal a lot over the last couple of weeks after they decided to bow down to the cancel culture and essentially freeze and withdraw and remove fundings from so many accounts and customers just because they had a political opinion or view that the leftists and the wokies didn't appreciate. This is quite fascinating because there has been a pushback on a number of fronts in so many areas when it comes to the West in general. In America, for example, we've had so many issues with businesses that decided to cancel people for being conservative or for simply having an opinion that's not left-wing. It's not really about being conservative. It's not really about being right-wing. It's simply about not surrendering to the narrative and questioning the authorities and the establishment. Now, this is about what's now going on in Parliament. One of the few Conservative MPs left, Sally-Anne Hart, has decided to add an amendment to the existing legislation, the Financial Services Bill, to make it illegal for PayPal and any other payment system and platform to discriminate based on political opinions. Now, this is why PayPal is going to be under a lot of pressure now to make sure that the U-turn that they made recently remains in place. Now, so many others have also brought up this question about free speech and the individual self-determination of businesses and companies. They say, well, if you are truly a free market capitalist, then it's the right of the business, a company, a private company, to do business with a client and refuse service to the others. That is true. That is very correct. But we also, in the West, whether you like it or not, actually, in fact, it was done by mostly the liberal-leaning side of the spectrum, that we already in place have something in society that's called, going against discrimination. You can't refuse a service based on discriminating based on skin color or gender, whatever gender you have, or political opinion or religious views. So you can refuse service if the customer is annoying you, and it's your right to do that. But if you go based on discrimination, that changes everything. Now, this is exactly what Sally-Anne Hart said on GB News.
I think it's the freedom of any company to be able to make decisions based on political reasons. And I do think that, if you're putting yourself out there as a company that provides a service, to demonetize an individual or an organisation because you don't agree with their political views, and that is completely wrong, and that shouldn't be allowed. And there needs to be legislation put in place to make it illegal for service payment companies to be able to do that.
That's exactly the whole point. It's the same thing that you have a relationship between employees and employers, because when it comes to businesses being free to do what they want, it's their right, it's a private business. It's not just about the merchant and the customer, but it's also about the employer and employee. We already have a concept of unfair dismissal. You can't just randomly dismiss someone on an unfair basis. And this is a similar example. So those who are going and saying, Maya, what happened to your libertarian capitalist mentality of free market and businesses to do what they want? Still there. It's still free market here. Businesses should be able to do what they want, but they can't harm people. That's the key point. If you clarify, PayPal, if they clarify that before customers sign up, put it on a big page, not some sort of terms and conditions, tiny wording in the bottom of the page, make it clear that we have the right to demonetize you if you say something against some narrative. Do that, and I'll be fine with. People then will know, straightforward, honestly, saying, okay, I will reconsider joining PayPal, because in a very honest way, they told us, they gave us a heads up that if we join their platform, if I sign up right now, then they could cancel me if I make fun of ginger people, for example, right? Then I could understand that, but they don't do that. They trick you. They get you to sign up, pretend to be a free platform, and then they demonetize or freeze your account and your money, your own money. You can't take away people's funds. That is a different situation compared to a bakery refusing to bake cake for a customer. That's the key point about this video. Now we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in half an hour. We're going to tell you about another classic example of BBC bias. Two different reporting of two different elections. You don't want to miss that one. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.